Kate, have you ever heard of Jack Stauber?
No, Ethan, I've literally never heard of that in my life.
Jack Stauber is a musician and filmmaker, most well known for making avant-garde. He's not a pirate.
Maybe.
Most well known for making avant-garde. Why do I say it like that? Oh my god, is that just how I say avant-garde? He's well known for making avant-garde pop music combined with weird and colorful VHS style animations.
His animations use a mix of creative mediums layered together and prominently featuring claymation and hand-drawn characters, which are the perfect blend of creepy and cute, or as I like to call it, creepoot.
Do you actually call it that?
Not even once.
Jack has also released multiple full-length albums with similar esoteric lyrics and his signature vocal style, including the song Buttercup, which went viral in 2019 and opened him up to a whole new audience.
However, today we're going to focus on the standalone songs/animations, also known as micropops. There are over 100 of these, and whilst many of them seem silly and nonsensical on the surface, through deduction of lyrics and fan theories, a lot of them appear to have much deeper meanings to them.
He has many videos which deal with topics such as depression, grief, and addiction, all my favorite things. Others seem to have no real meaning, or one that isn't obvious enough that there's a solid theory for it. We're gonna go through some of the most popular videos and some of our personal favorites as we uncover the weird and wacky world of Jack Stauber.
Okay, before we start, I want to make it clear that all of the theories we're going to be going over in the video are that they're just theories, okay?
Okay! Sorry.
Are you good? Do you need a minute?
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay. Jack doesn't seem to be the type of person to explicitly state the meaning behind his work, and he more so just kind of leaves it up to the audience to decide what they think it means.
And if you have a different interpretation of any of these videos we talk about, we think you're dumb as but we would love to hear about them in the comments as well, and any that we didn't cover, and your thoughts on those.
Yeah, definitely not engagement baiting there, are we?
What can I say? Rent's due.
Just a little chunk of hope keeps me going every day. Just a little chunk of hope keeps me going every day. I hope that one day things will change. But a little chunk of hope keeps me going every day.
In this video, we see a woman walking down the hallway while singing about how she needs a little chunk of hope in her life every day to keep her going. When the word hope is said, imagery of alcohol and drugs are shown, implying that her hope is the vices that she uses to get through the day.
Even the word hope is spelt out with pills, adding to this theme. I think this is one of the more obvious meanings in Jack's work, but it's executed so well. The normalization of drug use as a coping mechanism makes it common for people to feel like they need these vices to be able to deal with their daily routine. And the apathetic tone she uses to talk about this shows that she's become used to this, and that she's numb to the fact.
It's a really interesting representation of addiction, which isn't often shown in media. She is a functioning addict in that she can still go about her life, but she doesn't quite feel like she can do it without turning to substances, which is an issue that many people deal with. Whilst a lot of media only shows people in the deep end of addiction who have lost their homes or their jobs, etc.
Halfway through, there's a shot which shows the woman giving birth to a baby, who then grows up and is given a big bag of money, while she sings, "I hope that one day things will change."
Are you not going to sing it?
Nope. I don't know how to sing.
Sorry. That's okay.
This could either literally be her daughter and she is wishing that her children will be given better opportunities and won't feel the need to turn to drugs like she did, or it could be a reincarnation of her and she's hoping that in a future life she'll get to live life how she wants.
Either way, it's really dark because it implies that a lot of the issues that have led her down this path have been to do with money, and she believes that if she was rich, then her life would be better.
What is it that gives you hope, Kate?
That The Simpsons movie 2 is coming out in 2027. What about you?
Not much, honestly. So, as it turns out, ignore that. As it turns out, Jack Stauber has some copyrighted music here, which we weren't planning for because usually his stuff is all copyright free. Thankfully, I'm a musical genius and can cover all the copyright ones for you. So if you're wondering, yes, they are going to be released on Spotify. Yes, you can support me on Patreon. Yes, you can buy all the things. You can come to my concert. Anyway, so enjoy.
We could leave the lights on sometime. We could get lunch. Oh man, I think that I like you. You do, yeah. But something bugs me about the way you link your envelopes. So I'm out on the block again, so hopped up that I can't pretend. 2-time, stay friends, problem that you can't defend. Hands up, feel okay. Whose heart can I break today? 2-time, stay friends, problem that you can't defend.
In this video, we are shown two people in a relationship having a conversation about the different activities they could do together. So cute.
Actually, it's not cute at all, Kate. I don't know why you would say that. As the title implies, it's actually from the perspective of a man who's cheating on his partner because he feels unsatisfied with her. At the start, she suggests things that they could do, like turning the lights on. This could refer to schmexy time, but it could also be... This could refer to schmexy time, but it also could be the partner saying that she wants to feel seen. She also suggests getting lunch, to which he just says, "Aw, man."
Creeper.
Creeper.
I hardly know her. He tells his partner that he likes her, but he doesn't like the way that she licks her envelopes, which honestly, I don't want to find out what that's supposed to mean.
Yucky.
Yeah. My housemate's interrupting. He's ruined everything. We're gonna have to start from the beginning now.
I was to scrap the whole video.
Yeah, there's no way to cut anything up, so we have to start everything all over again.
I wish they invented like editing or something.
The narrator then describes how he's hopped up on the block again, meaning he's out partying in town. And the chorus chanting 2-time implies that he's cheating on his partner when he's out. His partner is trying their best to give him what he needs, but instead he turns to someone else.
This is one of the songs that also has an extended version on Spotify.
Other streaming services are available.
Oh, and other streaming services. These extended versions don't have a longer video, but do have extra lyrics that can further give context, or in some cases completely change the meaning of the track. For 2-time, the extended song doesn't add too much more to the original, so we won't go over it, but for some of the songs we'll let you know if there's an extra layer of context in the extended lyrics.
Can I have a peppermint?
You can have a peppermint.
That's too hot for me.
Hey!
I don't like the peppermint.
You don't like the peppermint?
No, it's too spicy.
Well, why'd you ask me for a mint?
I don't know.
When did the spiciness begin?
I don't know.
Is it all because of me?
I don't know.
Am I sleeping on the couch?
Yeah.
This is a cute little track that shows us a conversation between two people, presumably in a relationship. Based on the sleeping on the couch lyric, it's pretty simple. She asks him for a mint, which he happily gives to her, and then she spits it out and claims it's too spicy.
And then spicy.
No. Anyway, he asks her why she wanted the mint in the first place, and when the spiciness began, and she's unable to answer.
The song is a little bit more vague in its interpretation and could be taken literally as just a silly miscommunication between two people, but there are some theories that there could be more to it than that. And the line that makes me think that this is the case is when the man asks, when did the spiciness begin? As this feels like an out of place question and could mean that the peppermint represents something else, such as their relationship.
Some people speculate that this song is in fact a story about two people who got into a relationship that started too quickly. The relationship starts out okay until the woman realizes that it's too much for her. The man is confused as this is what she told him she wanted and wants to understand what happened. He tries to get her to explain, but she simply doesn't know.
I think this interpretation is really interesting as neither party is in the wrong here. Sometimes things just don't feel right and it can be hard to explain. There are some people who also think it could be about an abusive relationship, which, while still a valid interpretation, doesn't feel as obvious to me, as the song has a lighthearted tone that makes me think it's more around misunderstanding than intentional neglect.
See, the rain is nice, but gee, I don't really like getting wet. What in the world? No, I went under the awning. It's still raining. Why is it still raining? I did what I was supposed to. That's not fair.
This is the first video on the list that isn't a song, but instead we're shown a short scene of a man who moves under an awning to try to get away from the rain, but somehow still manages to get rained on, and does the saddest little face that actually makes me sob.
This is one of my favorites purely because it shows how good Stauber is at creating emotion with such limitations. All we are told in the story is that he wants to get out of the rain and he's confused when he's not able to do so, even after he did what he was supposed to. And yet we can come to so many conclusions as to what that might represent.
The most obvious interpretation is that this is a metaphor for some kind of unfairness in the character's life. This could relate to so many things, such as trying to succeed in a career or relationship or hobby, and still ending up feeling unfulfilled in life. People are always told that if you work hard, you'll get what you want, but what if that doesn't happen? What if you try your hardest and you still end up in the rain?
Another really interesting interpretation is that the video is meant to represent a person who's trying to heal from depression or trauma, and it not working out or being as easy as they expected. A lot of people go into therapy assuming it will cure them of all of the issues that they face, and then when that doesn't happen, they don't understand why. I really like this interpretation because trauma is often something that can be a fixed part of your brain, and so even if you do the work to process it, it can still stay with you, like the rain stays with the man.
I would have just worn a coat, personally.
That's insane, what the hell?
Dinner is not over. Dinner is not over. I've tasted friendship. I've tasted you. I've tasted dying and it tasted good. I've tasted heartbreak. I've tasted food. I've tasted dying and it tasted good. But that's dessert. You can have it when dinner is gone. But that's dessert. Ooh ah ooh ah ooh. But that's dessert. You can have it when dinner is gone. So put it down.
Dinner Is Not Over is one of Jack's darkest songs, also one of his most hopeful. In the song, Jack sings about all the different things he's tasted, such as friendship, food, and dying. When he mentions dying, he tells us that it tasted good, but a voice tells him that dying is for dessert, and that he can't have it until after his dinner is gone. There are also other symbols relating to death in the video, such as a popsicle that turns into a gravestone, and a noose.
The song is widely believed to be an anti-suicide message where life is represented as dinner and death is represented as dessert. The dessert is described in a way to make it seem so desirable, but the message of the song is that life is far more important and that you need to experience it all before you can have the dessert. It tells us that even when life isn't always easy, you need to go through it to claim your metaphorical reward of the afterlife.
It's a really interesting song because it shifts the narrative that a lot of anti-suicide messaging has, which is usually around reminding the person of the things to look forward to in life. Which, whilst is a good message, Jack flips this on its head and instead simply states that life must come before death, and the person shouldn't live simply because...
The person should live.
Wait, no. And the person should live simply because that's the order in which things happen.
There's also a line in the extended version of the song where Jack says, "I've got the power to go any night, and darling, it's true." This combined with the metaphors of death feeling sweet present the message of the song in a way that doesn't discredit the feelings of the person in crisis, still clearly affirms that the feelings are not to be followed through on. Don't have any jokes for that one, really.
Who's the new girl? That's Hamantha. Flowing hair, she was a cutie pie with a meaty face and a lovely eye. At the time of death, the Doc said, time to eat, so we took a bite out of her face meat. Hamantha, Hamantha, you were impossible to ignore. Hamantha, Hamantha, so greedy we wanted more.
The Ballad of Hamantha takes us on a beautiful journey, following a girl named Hamantha, who was born with a face made of ham. So was I.
Honestly, it's kind of messed up for her parents to name her after her disability, but there you go.
That's crazy. In the video, we see Hamantha being described as a cutie pie for her meaty face and lovely eye. However, the song suddenly takes a dark turn when it's revealed that Hamantha has died. And not only that, but when the doctor proclaims her death, he claims that it is time for her to eat. Time to slay. Okay. When the doctor proclaims her death, he claims that it is time to eat her, and they bite into her face.
It is a weird and disturbing song, yet on its own, it just comes across as a silly little story about a little ham girl. Perfectly normal. It wouldn't be until the extended version of the song was released that we would realize the truth about Hamantha. The extended song starts by talking about how Hamantha was born with a disease that gave her a head of ham, and how she dreamed of being a star.
Her father is extremely distraught by Hamantha's condition and wishes there was something he could do to help her. In an act of frustration, he goes into his garden and shoots a bullet into the sky.
Normal reaction.
Right? That's what I do when I'm mad. I go out and I shoot my gun into the sky because I'm a man! They believe that all hope is lost until the doctor calls them up to tell them that he has developed a cure for Hamantha's condition.
So they're excited about this, and they're getting ready to go to the hospital for the cure, and then the bullet that the dad shot into the sky falls down and hits Hamantha into the head, killing her instantly. This is where we get the insanely hardcore line, "She fell to the sidewalk, now empty of the life which once christened her body."
Oh my god, what the actual f***? That is insane.
But that's not all. They go to the hospital and the doctor has left out a meal for the bereaved family, including a customary cooked ham. At which point we hear the part of the song that's shown in the original video, which suddenly takes on a completely new meaning, as the hams were swapped around and they eat Hamantha instead by accident.
Oh my god. I hate when I accidentally eat my dead child. It's truly astonishing. There are theories behind a deeper meaning to the song. However, to me it just feels like a really good example of a dramatic irony, where instead of the original narrative that the family just decided to eat their dead daughter, it turns out to be a series of terrible events that occurred that led to her tasty demise.
What? Hello? What happened? I don't know. What's up? No, you need help. I need help? Definitely. What's help? Assistance, supportive action. You really need some. Oh, okay. Thanks. Sure. Good luck. Okay. Help. Help. Oh, how can I help? What? Is there a way I can help? I need help. Do you want help? What? You don't want help. I don't? No. Alright. Well, thank you. You're welcome. Goodbye. Bye.
This is another video that doesn't contain a song and is one of Jack's most popular videos. In the video, we see a man who is trapped under a boulder who is approached by someone who tells them that they need to get help to get out of their situation.
The man doesn't know what help is and has to have it explained to him by the stranger, who noticeably doesn't offer to help him and instead walks on by. A second stranger walks by and asks the man for help, but the second stranger simply tells him that he doesn't need or want help.
Even though he's clearly stuck under a boulder.
Right, and I love this video because similarly to Rain, it's very open-ended and yet tells such an interesting narrative, even with the small amount of information that's given to us.
This video is clearly about someone who doesn't know how to reach out for help, and when they finally do, their girl boss gaslit into believing their problems either aren't real or are self-imposed. My personal interpretation of this video is that it's about issues that are often stigmatized in society, such as homelessness or drug abuse. Homeless people are oftentimes dismissed as being too lazy to work or having spent all of their money on drugs and alcohol, and so refuse to help.
And we can see this visually represented with people who walk past him while he is stuck on the floor. The first person is sympathetic and offers advice, but doesn't care enough to take action to help the man. The second believes that he's in a situation of his own making and could fix his life if he wanted to.
Even though he's literally trapped under a rock.
Exactly, and the narrative that homeless people could simply fix their own issues if they wanted to, when most places won't employ homeless people and services are extremely underfunded.
So Ethan, what have you learned today?
I learned that I'm really lucky to be not made of ham. How about you?
I've learned that these videos are often a lot darker than they seem on the surface. Jack may not necessarily explain the meanings behind his art, but a lot of the time there's enough pieces that we can try to put together the story of what he was trying to tell.
Jack has unfortunately not publicly uploaded anything in the last 3 years, and he was posting regularly on his Patreon up until January of this year. Since then, he's been radio silent.
Nobody is quite sure why he stopped posting or if he'll ever return to make new music or content. It's possible that he's working on a bigger project or he simply got tired of what he was doing. Either way, we've got to be grateful for what he's given us and be there for him if he does ever return.
There's also hundreds of videos on Jack's channel, and there's so many that we didn't get to. So feel free to comment which ones we should cover and if we should make a part 2.
Damn, rent must be expensive.
Exactly, which is why they should also like the video if they enjoyed and click the notification bell so that whoops.
Later, babes.
Later, babes.
Later, babes. You're right.
Later, babes.
You're right, love. You coming out to the pub tonight?